Hey, we have a lot of lawsuits to go into. I've reviewed the Day 2 Diddy jury selection hearing in my most recent video, so please watch that. Later today, I'll be doing a Diddy Day 2 Trial Part 2 hearing because the current hearing is taking a long time, and I want to cover the second half of that hearing in a different video. However, there will also be a lot of litigation to get through the Met Gala. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Roby Daily. Please give this video a thumbs up for its reliable material. Become a subscriber to the channel Morad Country, guys. All it takes is one click to join the country here. And let's go straight into this video. Thus, the beard cut boom and haircut Jay-Z is now modifying his case against Tony Busby and the lady who brought R-word against him. Although this is entirely fresh, Jay-Z is accusing Busby of Busby gave staff members instructions to alter Wikipedia entries in order to improve his reputation and do harm. Mr. Carter's and Roc Nation's repute. Additionally, the defendant's actions damage Mr. Carter's and his organization Roc Nation's connections with the sports and entertainment sector. For instance, Busby instructed his staff to alter Wikipedia articles against the site's guidelines, and people with IP addresses explicitly connected to the Busby company made more than 100 constructive changes to Busby's Wikipedia page. No, IP. There is no question that Mr. Carter and Roc Nation have substantial and long-standing arrangements to create entertainment programming for certain athletic events. The media said that additional companies would cut ties with Roc Nation once the defendants filed those lawsuits, which would probably compel these business partners to come forward and discuss how the accusations would impact even their commercial connections. Essentially, they are claiming that this is a reputational assassination. In the recently amended complaint that hasn't been forgotten, Jay-Z is accusing Busby of doing just that. Nothing has been resolved. Jay-Z is still battling Busby. Regarding this individual, I'm not really sure. Speechless, the man has vanished and is now a ghost with no more dingy civil lawsuits. We're going to start the video with that and move on to Diddy's trial because the prosecution is mad at Diddy's lawyers for showing up in court when they weren't supposed to be there, and they want some of them to be reprimanded severely. It's like he used to come out with 5 or 6 every single damn week, and now he wants to just run away and ignore it completely, which I just find annoying. I apologize. But I need to take a little 5-second break. The prosecution team arrived, and Sean Diddy said that lawyer Mark Geragos should be warned not to speak to the media throughout the trial. Although Geragos and Diddy were in court yesterday, Tenny, his daughter, has made a formal appearance in this matter. As a result, she works with Mark Agnavillo. Long story short, they're essentially asking why you're there and why you're not the one presenting the case. Keep in mind that Mark Geragos is someone who is even dealing with accusations of fraud related to lawsuits, so you know he has his own issues going on. But the prosecution is saying that they don't want you there and that they want you to be removed and reprimanded. You don't have to be there or be observing the jurors giving advice. Diddy is muttering things that we don't like, and in their lengthy legal document, they remind the judge and the court that this man should be removed. Given that Mr. Geragos appears to be serving as an advisor to the defendant and the defense team, the government respectfully asks the court to remind Mr. Geragos and his firm members of their responsibilities under the law, which stipulates that no attorney or law firm affiliated with the defense may provide or permit any additional judicial statements or interviews pertaining to the trial or the parties during a jury trial of any criminal matter, including the jury selection period. By 9 p.m. tonight, they want that man gone. The reason behind Mark Geragos' presence is unknown to them. They believe it is unfair that he is providing his daughter more counsel. Xavier to Mark to Tenny Ronald Sen told you that everyone wants that man to go because they know Brian Stew. I'm suggesting that Mark Geragos, rather than Mark Agnavillo, who appears to be someone's uncle, ought to have faced this. Mark Geragos ought to have been the one leading this whole case, you know? He has a large clientele, and since they want that particular attorney to leave the area, it is obvious that he poses a threat to prosecution. Why this is their daughter's case, dude, is beyond me. For example, since you are the main man, I like you to be on my case rather than at your door. Do you get that this is my life? If so, I can understand why the prosecution wants him to go, since you can see that he isn't. In fact, he is generating chaos. But I still think it's humorous. The Met Gala was held yesterday, and naturally, it took place in the evening. The hearing for Diddy started in the morning. To be honest, it's really poetic, but it's strange that nobody inquired about P. Diddy. You are familiar with the Met, of course. Gala reporters were clearly told by People's public relations departments not to question these celebs about P. Diddy because their reputations. I was surprised that these individuals were constantly asking, "What do you think is happening with Diddy's trial?" It's starting today. I don't think that will happen, but it's just poetic that this is taking place on the same day as the hearing, and I believe Diddy did this on purpose to get some attention, or because he was too scared of being ignored. He desired to perform on stage, among others. You might be shocked, but I don't appreciate Diddy's ego. It's clear that he wants to be the one. Everyone is discussing it, whether it's good or bad. Although she hasn't attended the most recent one, so I wouldn't have expected her. I still thought it would have been ironic and humorous if Cassie had attended the meal and known that her ex is essentially down the road with a huge court hearing. Of course, Rihanna looked stunning. It would have been a moment for her to go with her man or make some sort of statement. She has declared that she is essentially pregnant once more, and it's one of the greatest gowns I've ever seen. Her pregnancy announcements are adorable. She is not required to make a surrender statement. You think, this girl is pregnant again? When you see her with a baby in her tummy. I hope she gets a female. She has had 2 sons, so a girl will be lovely too, so that's what I really want. It appears that she is essentially kept busy by ASAP. He looked too, and I thought the concept was fantastic. I also thought several of the guys did a terrific job with their attire, including Kim Kardashian. Once more, Kendall and Kylie were extremely poor, not really delivering anything that piqued my interest in DOE, whom I didn't particularly like and felt could have done something much more powerful. Nicki Minaj was present as well. She looked fantastic. Megan was present. Many rap females were present, along with Cardi B. A number of celebs made an appearance, and it appeared to be a fantastic night for charity. But I felt that the style was a little too safe. I believe that many celebrities believed that since this is Black dandism, they should only wear black. But that's not exactly how fashion works. I also think that many of the girls and guys kept it safe. And that was annoying in and of itself. I didn't think much of DOA's attire. I just thought it was nice, but they aren't going there. They're just keeping it safe, and I don't want to see that, especially when it comes to a theme like this. However, I feel like many celebrities have just kept wearing black because they believe that was the required color for Black dandism. And in no way, shape, or form is that the case. In any form or manner, that really isn't the case. But I'm happy Rihanna went and looked fantastic. Unlike a few years ago when she went with ASAP and they were wearing a large coat. To be honest, I didn't like her outfit. I think it was a miss. But I think she did what she had to do, and I thought many of the celebrities were fantastic. However, Met Gala 2018 was fantastic for me once more. Everyone was right on the money with that one. Although the dresses were lovely, I felt that this one was a little too modest. Even if Zena thought it was lovely, she looked fantastic. Although there was someone else wearing a similar costume, she clearly looked far better, and the tailoring was flawless. I simply thought she could have done more. Once more, everything is pleasant. Even Tyler, in my opinion. They don't look horrible, but I thought there was a lot to explore with this topic, and I felt like people weren't even doing that. According to rumors, Naomi Campbell was also barred from the Met Gala over remarks she made about Anna Wintour. She made a statement prior to the Met Gala, stating that this is the final time she will be attending since she is too old and exhausted. I don't believe that to be the truth, as she is too young to participate in runaways, which are much more demanding. Therefore, she is doing it. She was clearly barred. She wants to make the announcement through public relations in order to avoid having problems in public, whether they are linked to the Gem of Blood Diamond or Epstein. She has a negative relationship with Anna, so she wants to put an end to this topic. She works for a PR business and knows how to play that game to occasionally outperform the position. I think this is what she was doing, and I firmly believe that she was blacklisted. Join the channel. Give this video a thumbs up in the comment section below. I apologize if I'm talking too quickly, people. There has been a lot going on over the last 48 hours. And with the Diddy hearing, it's gonna be crazy. I obviously want to get that flight, but I also want to get these videos out to you guys as soon as possible.